Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel's Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, and for today's layout, I am actually working with these beautiful papers from Echo Park. I love Echo Park. I love their collections, and this one is called Special Delivery Baby Girl. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually using pattern number 11 from the Make It From Your Heart um, the Close to My Heart, Make It From Your Heart, Volume 6 Sketchbook. And like I said, this is pattern number 11. Now, this video is part of a crafty collaboration that I do with my friend Erin Jacobson over at Crafty Concepts with Erin. And for the last year or so, we have been working our way through the sketchbook. We started with sketch number 1. We are now on sketch number 11. Usually these videos go up on the third Friday of the month. However, I am a little behind due to vacation and other family obligations, but I still wanted to do the layout. I had all the pieces kind of cut on my desk before we went on vacation, so I did want to put it together and share it with you. Now, let me show you, first of all, let's look at the sketch itself. If you look at it, it is a 2-page layout, but it only has 2 photos. Typically I put more than 2 photos on 2 pages, but I thought this one kind of called for because it was a 5x7 and a 4x6 and there was a lot of journaling. It called for a very special occasion where I might have a lot to say about something. So I do have these newborn photos of my youngest granddaughter when she was first born. So I thought these would be perfect to use on this layout because I will have a nice story to tell to put in the journaling here. And yes, of course, I have more photos from this day, and what I can do is put them in pocket page insert in between the 2 double pages, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a little bit. But for right now, I want to clear this out of the way, and I want to get started scrapbooking. Now let me bring in my 2 12x12 white daisy pieces of cardstock, or basic white cardstock, whichever you prefer. Now, according to the pattern, it had some strips across the top and bottom, and the cutting guide actually says to cut that at 9x12 to fill up the whole thing, but I didn't want to waste this part in the middle that you weren't going to see anyway. So I took the strips and I cut them down to about 1.5 inches so that I could have some on the top and the bottom. And I'll do that for both sides of the layout, so on this side as well. Right. Then the next piece calls for kind of a square in the middle, and that piece is a 10x10. And I'm using this lovely heart pattern from the paper from that workshop. So then we've got the same thing on this side. All right, and then the next part calls for a strip across the center, measuring at, let's see, that was measuring at, one side is 5.5 by 10 3/4, and then the other side is a longer strip going up and down, and that's where you're going to be putting your journaling, and that one was 5.5 by 8 3/4. And then the pictures will go like this and like this. And then I've got some journaling that I will put here. Let me show you what I did through the journaling. So I've got a large journaling box here. I typed all my journaling onto my iPad. You can open any Word document that you have on my iPad. I find it's easy to use. I think it's called Notes, and I just grab a text box, type out my journaling, and I print it on this label paper, which I will have linked down below. I've got most of the background adhered, and I was getting ready to put the picture on, and I am using my T-square ruler to help me line up the picture straight according to the measurements in the sketch. You can see the sketch tells me exactly how far in, up and down to put my different pattern pieces, and I did sponge the edges of the picture with my toffee ink from Close to My Heart and my tool here with the handle. But I wanted to show you, it occurred to me, I wanted to show you why I chose a black and white photo rather than the color photo. So I have these two little photos, and I really, you know, of course I want the focus to be on the face. So when I printed out the original ones, again, this is 5x7 and 4x6. There's nothing wrong with the photos. They're absolutely beautiful, of course, with, you know, her face and everything. But I just thought there was just too much of the blanket and the hat that was kind of competing with the face, and there was no way to cover that up, so to speak, or to camouflage that. So I tried it in black and white, and I really like how the black and white, the gray tones, go with the pinks in this collection. So that's why I chose to print my photos in black and white. And I do all my printing here at home with my Epson 400 printer, and I will link the printer down below as well. Now the basics of the two pages are adhered down. I wanted to show you. So the kit comes with a sticker sheet, and it does have these different cut apart sheets for different, you know, like Pocket Plus pages kind of a thing. And it had this one, Welcome to the World. So you would cut that out in a square or a rectangle, but I didn't want that rectangle shape, so I just fussy cut around this scallop shape. And then I took my toffee and I sponged the edges of that to make that stand out a little bit more, and I am going to put that like so. And then the fun part starts. Looking at your sticker sheet, looking at your ephemera, finding all the embellishment pieces to go with it. And I've used a little bit of everything. And I already have a bunch of the title pieces and things that I want from the sticker sheet, and I'm just going to place them around here. And what I did was, and I do this a lot, is I'll use my anti-static pouch and pounce on the back of a sticker sheet so that I can play with it and arrange that without worrying about it getting stuck somewhere where I don't want it to be. So let's see, while I'm kind of fiddling with this, the funny thing and why I have kind of a lot to say about the journaling here is usually my husband and I and our family, we would usually go up to London, Ontario to visit his sister. His sister lives up there. And we've done that for years. We've gone up to London, Ontario over the long Thanksgiving break so that we could have a nice visit. Well, this particular year, I didn't want to go during that time because we were expecting little Addie then. So I said, no, I want to go a little bit earlier. So we decided to go because I didn't want to be out of town when she was born. Well, guess what? She came 2 weeks early, and she was born while we were up there in Canada anyway. So my son called us when they were on their way to the hospital, and so we got in the car, packed up, drove the 6 hours home, and then actually we ended up going the next day because it was pretty late by the time we got home anyway. So we ended up going up the next day to the hospital to meet our little Addison. So like I say, that's kind of a funny story to remember with these pages. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of finish playing with the embellishments, and I'll be right back to show you the finished product. All right, so both these pages are done, and let me hold them here so you can get a good look at them side by side. I added some buttons that I had in my stash, and I put some thread and attached them with mini glue dots. Some things, the titles, I adhered with Stampin' Dimensionals, so those would pop up a little bit, and I did go ahead and put my journaling down there. And I wanted to show you, let me bring in what I meant by the pocket pages. So I actually have this from my stash, and this is back from when Stampin' Up! Had partnered with Project Life, so that was kind of a while ago. But it's the same kind of a thing. You have a pocket page, and you can get them in all different kinds of sizes. But I can add this then to my album and put some more photos in there. So I will try to find a link for something like that for you and link that down below in the description box as well. And as you know, everything is listed down there. All links to current products that I have used will be listed down there below. So don't forget, this was part of the sketchbook challenge that Erin and I are working on together with some of our crafty friends, and that link will be down below as well, so you can catch all the other ladies and their lovely artwork. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, see you here on YouTube. Bye bye.